How do we take ownership of our own activities and language and aim them where they will be most effective without being inculcated into some kind of ism or other? We lead it in Mauritius in decolonisation of the public conscience states, because the decolonisation of the imagination is the most dangerous and subversive form there is, for it is where all other forms of decolonisation begins. Once the imagination is unshackled, she says, liberation is limitless. So it's about how do we unshackle the imagination. We shouldn't really be surprised if by continually doing the same things and treading a worn path that something different might happen. Imagination is about taking risks, trying things out, being unafraid of failure, and believing enough in ourselves or an idea that something might just work. And if it doesn't, we still gain experience. For instance, I don't think there's enough spontaneous drama in the world. Not the kind of drama that is unwanted in our life, or the formal kind that is glamorised and overproduced, but activist drama in the old sense of the word that didn't need permission from the funders to allow it to happen. Artists, for instance, back in the day, before many caught the corporate bug, it was known as environments and happenings, or performance. These events happened with the least amount of organisation, were ephemeral and spontaneous. It feels somehow like talking to people nowadays. There needs to be a chapter and verse, coordinates, specific reasons, time scales to do anything. Even the most basic activity will set off the call for a risk assessment, plausibility study, capacity and financial projection. And by the time these things are thought about, the thing is gone and the opportunity missed. It's as if what Darren Allen suggests, that culture everywhere has died and all it can produce are the same spasms when stimulated by the cattle prod of capitalism. So what can we do to escape this economic cultural proclivity? Maybe by seeing activism not as a specialised activity, but as something that informs an integral part of our lives. And remember, imagination is free, and as near as possible, so should it be the relative components. The point I'm trying to make is so much can be achieved by so little and a few people, or a solo endeavour. Things don't usually happen wait until everything is perfect first and everybody turns up. Many have been depoliticised because they're overburdened by the struggle to survive or distracted from one or the other many reasons. In a world burdened by time factors, we need to learn to pick up things along the way, be ready to turn problems into opportunities and use what little time we have constructively. You often hear the expression, in my day we had to make our own entertainment. Well, I think we have to return to that idea. I think we need to make politics interesting, exciting and celebratory. But this approach should not be confused with the triumph of spectacle, where even on the left deep organising is given up to shallow mobilising, and where Jane McAvely, union organiser, observes the grassroots are only asked to turn up for rallies. In engendering activism in our communities, there is need to connect to what Tom Forsyth refers to as taproots. That is the roots that lie just below the surface, the roots that contain the history, the culture and renewal that is needed to strengthen and inspire the grassroots in times of bleakness and when hope and interest wanes. We shouldn't confuse our activity with the cultural and activist explosions of spontaneity we see all around us that swell expectations, sometimes only fizzling out and coming to nothing. There is also a need to dig deeper into the social conscience to find more sustainable routes to social change. Maybe through small experiences that inspire, contain meaning, remain in the memory, are relevant to ordinary people. Maybe to encourage imaginative participation in the ebb and flow of everyday activities. And there's no reason why a variety of these simple, tacit and human performances done by anyone no matter which form they can take, can help to penetrate, particularly the growing technological isolationism that is threatening to replace meaningful conversation and activity and the act of creative activism itself.